Hello, my name is Stephen Garner, and I will be sharing with you what I call the NEXCUEs, or my tips on how to live a great life. Since my birth, I had to deal with several challenges, such as not having a father, or surviving a neighborhood where the crime was very high, overcoming generational poverty, or even family of origin issues. Instead of letting those things define me or discourage me or even destroy me, I use them as motivation to help me to become great, along with the wisdom and the support of other great people. Well, I want to share with you the NEXCUE, which I believe is the foundation for all success in life, and that is love. And I think society has mistakenly reduced love to a single emotion, but love is so much more than that. In fact, love, I believe, is based on these 5 principles, or these 5 types of love, which are self-love, brotherly love, community love, romantic love, and unconditional love. And I'm going to be speaking specifically to men. And the first type of love in this segment, I want to introduce to you with the thought in mind that this is what you need to develop first before you can learn to love anybody. And that is self-love. Self-love is just that. It's the ability to love oneself for who you are, okay? And the reason that's important is because your existence is unique, which means that the outcome of your life will produce something that no one else can produce, which in and of itself is just valuable. If you just focus strictly on that, is that your life will create something special. That in and of itself should get you to appreciate who you are. But what typically happens is that if you were born into a situation where you didn't have a positive image of what a family is, for example, if you were in a situation where there was abuse, where there was neglect, where you didn't have a relationship with your father, someone such as I have experienced that, or that just the communications wasn't good, or whatever the ills were, okay, that translates into your image of what a family is. And when it's negative, you do not learn a healthy image of a family, and consequently, that affects your self-image, because how you view yourself is in part based on what you learn from your family and others, right? But the reason self-image is important is because self-image teaches us how to act. Because if we have a negative view of ourselves, then we would think negatively and we will act negatively, right? So what the mind teaches one to believe, it believes it is true, even though it is false, okay? And what a negative self-image does is it looks at all these qualities or all these reasons, okay? If you were the victim, it gives power to the victim image, if you think that way, of course. Whatever happened in your life, however you came into this world, whatever your circumstances are, if you give power to those things because you have a negative mental image, you will begin to behave based on that negative mental image. This is why self-image is so important. But you have to compare it to an artist. When an artist prepares to produce a beautiful work of art, the artist looks at the canvas and the paint and all the tools that are used to produce that artwork and sees it as an opportunity. So as the artist lays the paint on the canvas and the paint is uneven, and in the process, the work of art does not look beautiful during the process. It's the same for your life. As you look at your life, how you started, it may not look beautiful, okay? However, the process, if you think like an artist, you know that as you begin and continue to paint the composition, you are thinking with the end in mind, meaning you believe that the effort that you're putting into developing this work of art will produce a beautiful picture. You have to surround yourself with positive people. You have to model yourself after positive images. You have to believe that your reality can be different if you envision the end from the beginning, just like the artist. I want to encourage you to think this way, because in order to love yourself, you have to accept the uneven layers of things that happen in your life, just like the paint that the artist put on the canvas. You have to accept that all these things that happen are what makes you unique, and that uniqueness will produce a positive outcome. Take your next cues from me and live a great life.